Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room where it's Friday Sews. And if you want to meet all kinds of new people and find out what's happening in the sewing rooms of the people that you already follow, just click on the hashtag and it will take you to all these people who on Fridays share with you their lives and their sewing. In this sewing room, I got a few things done this week, more than what I thought initially. So let me tell you about those. First of all, I'm working on a quiet book for my grandson. It is from patterns that are designed from this woman, and I can't pronounce her name, but I'm going to put it here on the screen. She has a YouTube channel where she does sew-alongs. She also has done flip-throughs of the books that she's made, the quiet books that she's made for children. She has an Etsy shop where she sells both the patterns and the actual books. So you'll have to check her out, and yeah, because I can't even with the cuteness, you all. I've gotten the cover page and one other page done so far. So here's the cover page. See what I mean? Oh, the cuteness. Oh, it's so adorable. He's got a piece of Velcro here because there's a tab that comes around and closes the book. So that's the cover page. And then I also got this done yesterday. And I'm realizing I need to sew the little container here to the hook. It's a crane because this little boy is all about wheels. So you can pull the crane up or you can pull it down. How cool is that? So notable things about this. First of all, you have to use the hard felt, the stiff felt to do these. You can probably use the floppy stuff if you interface it, but all things considered, it's just better to get the hard stuff because it's easier to sew and it's easier to cut and it just works better. Second thing is get ready for thread changes because your thread really needs to match the color of your felt. And you can easily see on here, there are all kinds of color changes going on. So the thing about that I want to tell you is that I got some thread as a gift from a woman that I met in Tennessee 2 summers ago. She sent me her grandmother's thread. So every time I go to do a color change on one of these books pages, I go to these first. These are all wooden spools and they're all small, and some of them are really small. And apparently this is mending thread. I did not know that. There's a really tiny one. So every time I get these out, it makes me smile. And such an array of colors. I mean, you can see it's blues and browns and pinks and greens and purple and red and, you know, all of the colors. So it's been such a pleasure working with these, knowing that she trusted me with an heirloom. And now I'm using it for a little boy. So it makes me happy. I worked this week on this dress behind me. This is Simplicity 8070. It is from 1998. And I wanted to do something a little different. This is a rayon challis from Minerva. And I had not finished it. I had not finished the neckline or the armholes. So I went ahead and finished those with an all-in-one facing, even though it calls for a different armhole and neckline facing. I think I may go back and change that and just cut the neckline facing so it's only for the neckline. And I have the 2 pieces for the armholes, the armhole facings. And the reason I need to do that is because once I finished it, I tried it on and I realized I really need to shorten the shoulder seam because it's I don't know, it's just too wide. I think that's a common thing on me that I'm realizing now. Didn't used to be the case, but I think it is now. Some things are just cut a little too wide for my shoulders. So I need to do that, and I need to shorten it considerably. And it's too big through here, which I am not surprised at. So I need to narrow it through under the arm on down towards the waistline seam. I still don't like how you can't really see that sarong because that's really the appeal of the dress. So I don't know if I'm gonna set it off somehow, but that's a work in progress, and it's more finished than not than it was the last time I talked to you, but still working on that one. I was able to cut out the vest from McCall's 8398. This is a costume pattern from this year, 2023. And I had some threads all over this, but it's been in the trash. That's why it's just scraps. I had this denim that I thought I would use. It's got a little bit of stretch to it, not much, but I got this at the scrap exchange that same summer that I got the thread. Well, that I met the woman who sent me the thread. Anyway, you know, I just wanted something that would go with everything, and this will. And I love the details about this. It's kind of split in the front. I mean, it kind of does that. It has a peplum, and then it's got a shawl collar. It's a little bit fitted. I love this. So that is happening. And then I finally decided, all right, I'm putting everything else aside and I'm doing this. 2 years ago, 2 Decembers ago, I wanted to make a Christmas dress and I never got to it. But it is Vogue 1901 and I am making View C. And I had the presence of mind before I went to cut this out to make a muslin. And I'm glad I did because I needed to make some changes. So I made the changes on the pattern and then I went ahead and cut it out. And this fabric, I got this fabric 2 years ago when I was gonna make it. This is a Cupro from Amazon or fabric.com, I think. I don't know, I think it was that, which Amazon owned. But you can tell, I wanted sateen and this was what came up. You see how shiny that is? How that has just that sheen? And it feels like suede, like, oh, just feels divine. And I think it's quite a bit of rayon, but I think it's also a blend of something else. But anyway, it's called Cupro. And so I got this, and this will be the dress, and then the contrast shawl collar will be white sateen that I also bought specifically for this dress. So I got it cut out, it's ready to go. I do need, before I start sewing, I say it's ready to go. It's actually not ready to go because the dress is lined and I want to line it with either a rayon or a silk or maybe a batiste, which would be a very, very thin cotton, but probably more like a rayon or a even silk would be beautiful. But I don't want to mess around with polyester because I think it's too nice of a dress to do that. So I'm not going to. The only other sewing thing I have to tell you about is this. My daughter Jenna is getting married on Christmas Eve. I'll tell you all the details as we approach the event, but right now I don't want to take time to do that because I'll be standing here all day. But I put out a call on the group chat, the family group chat, and I said, hey, does anybody want a circle skirt for the wedding? Which is going, it's very small, just us, and down, it'll be outside. So it'll be cold. So I said, here are your choices. And I pulled out all of these tablecloths that I have, and I had set them aside specifically for circle skirts. So I had this one, a white one with these little, I don't know if you can actually see them, little silver sequins. It's all polyester. That's not my first choice, but so that's one option. And this tablecloth I got recently at Salvation Army. It's a tone-on-tone red, gorgeous for Christmas. Oh yes. So beautiful. That's another option. This is really more of an oblong one, so plenty of fabric there. I have 4 of these, and daughter number 1 got them on clearance at Hobby Lobby. I don't know, I guess last Christmas maybe, but I have 4 of these big buffalo check ones. So that's another option. This is gorgeous. This I also found at Salvation Army recently. This is holly leaves, tone on tone. And it's already cut in a circle, so I don't have to mess around with that. So that's another one. And then this was another tablecloth that daughter number 1 got on clearance at Hobby Lobby. And I made her a skirt from this last year. So very, very festive, very festive. Actually, that one I did a short where I just made the skirt and kind of showed you. Yeah, so yeah, that's all the options, and I haven't heard back from anybody, so that will be the sewing probably that I'm committed to doing besides my Christmas dress. Everything else is on hold. I have project bags everywhere. availability of any project my little heart desires, and it's all on hold, and I'm taking it slow and going, I know I said I would do you in October. Well, I'll do you when I get to you. So no pressure. With regard to life, I would strongly advise you not to fly at Allegiant Airlines, because I wrote to them with regard to a situation that I ran into when I was coming back from seeing my daughter and fixing her wedding gown. Long story short, I had time, and they closed the ticket counter early, so I couldn't check my bags, and they said you'll have to do it at the gate, and I couldn't because of these. These are my Kai scissors. Everything in the checked bags I knew would not make it through security, and I don't care about, face wash and, hair conditioner. I don't care about that. I can buy more of that, but these, my Kai scissors, you will pry these from my cold dead hands. Never try and separate a dressmaker from her scissors. They wouldn't, at the TSA checkpoint, they wouldn't let me through with them, so I had to make other arrangements. So I wrote to Allegiant, explained the whole thing, and I said, I could have checked my bags. You closed your counter early. And they said, well, sorry, no, we're not doing anything for you. And I know about customer service in an airline because I worked in the baggage claim department in California when everybody would be flying all day and their bags would get delayed, and I would have to, deal with the meltdowns that would happen. And, it's not very hard to make people happy. You just have to understand their predicament and then offer them things. And I used to offer vouchers all the time, and it was not a big deal. It's good customer service. So it is bad customer service, very bad customer service, when they say, well, sorry, it's your fault and we're not going to do anything. Except it's your fault, because I got there and you had closed early, and so you couldn't check my bags, and I couldn't get to the gate to check my bags. So anyway, don't fly them. Don't. Fly somebody else who's dependable, who has great customer service. Moving on to the question of the week, which is, what was your easiest make that you've ever made in your life? Hands down, simple. Tote bag and scarf for 4-H when I was 10, or a peasant blouse when I was in 8th grade. So easy, so fast. You could do it in your sleep. It's a very, very good beginner project, and those were the easiest things I ever made in my life. There are a lot of easy projects out there, fortunately. I mean, there are, every indie pattern company that has ever existed has a t-shirt pattern, and those are excellent if you're just starting out and learning to sew. So, t-shirts are easy. I'm sure a lot of you will say it was a t-shirt that was the easiest thing that you ever made. But head over to Friday Sews Central. The link is in the description box, and we can all talk about it there, and we can talk about it here in comments too. So I hope I'll see you both places. Every week I always end Friday Sews with a little prayer card. This week it's from Isaiah 26:3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you. Yeah, my mind does become peaceful. And believe me, this past week there has been so much drama in my family. 3 girls this week have all had drama going on. It's like, can you just take your turn? Oh no, it has to be the majority of them at once and not just one. But yeah, my mind has needed to be quiet. In fact, one evening I was in bed and I just stayed awake praying for a situation, and my mind was set on God, not on the situation. When I was praying and I was looking at God, because I think that is the key. You have to have your mind on God, because everything else will fall away. And you're looking at the one who can fix everything, because he made everything. Everything is subject to him. So when you're looking at him, your mind is at perfect peace. That's how it works. Look up. You can see if you just look up. That's a line from a song I love. Have a great weekend. I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, Remember, that gets the video out to more people who can join our sewing community, which is always a good thing. Head over to Friday Sews Central on Facebook and check that out and join in. It's wonderful. And I will see you next time.